Hi everyone, good afternoon. Thanks for joining today's live stream session. I'm Sheldon and I'll be conducting the session on behalf of the Google Partners Program. For the best quality of the video, please turn on the settings to 360p or higher. You'll be able to do this at the video settings on the bottom right corner of the video. Do remember, you can also ask me live questions and I'll have them addressed at the end of the session. So make sure your questions come in through the chat window, right? So let's begin. Today's session will be on performance. The things we'll be covering today is shopping and advanced bid strategies. Join us tomorrow as well for remarketing and beta features. So let's get started. What is Google Shopping? A million of users use Google Shopping on a daily basis to search for products they want to buy. Products ranging from wide categories, from furniture to groceries to clothing. Right? When these users search for these products on Google, we have the data as we understand what are they actually searching for and what data is required. We can help you connect to these customers. Google Shopping has traffic across devices to build your customer base. The product listing ads or Google Shopping, as you've seen on Google, is accessible from all devices, tabs, computers, and mobile devices. Now, let's get you behind the scenes on what PLAs are. As a retailer or advertiser, you will be submitting a feed which contains all your product details to us on our Merchant Center account. Once you do that, when a user actually searches for these products on Google, we'll match the searches to your product feed. Post that, we at our end rank the products based on the user search query, your bids you've applied for these shopping products, and the relevancy to the query. The best matched products are shown to our users. You are charged only when a user clicks on your shopping ad. The prerequisites for the shopping campaign are: 1. To have a fully functional website. Now, what do I mean by fully functional? You need to ensure that all your products on the website are accessible to our users, and a user can purchase these products on the website. If there are certain products that aren't able to be purchased on the website itself, I'd recommend not including these products in the feed. Another thing you need to ensure is that a user can access your checkout page. So once I add the product to my cart, I can then move on to purchasing the product online itself. Besides this, also ensure that you have a valid physical address, a phone number, and an email address mentioned on your site as well, so that the customers can reach out to you if required. Also ensure your checkout process is secure. And by secure, I mean it has a valid SSL certificate, that is an HTTPS URL. Do ensure you have a complete return and refund policy, a billing term and conditions tab as well as privacy policy. We request all advertisers to have this in place, keeping the final user's interest in mind. Now, how do you get on to shopping? The first thing you'll need to do is create a Merchant Center account. Now, a Merchant Center account is an account where you will be uploading your feed, your data products. Right? That is something that will serve the Google Shopping campaign of yours. After you create a Merchant Center account, also ensure you upload your data feed with all the products in it. I'll cover that in the next section below. Once you have your feed and your Merchant Center account in place, all you will then need to do is create a shopping campaign in AdWords for you to serve your products. Now, how do I go about creating a Merchant Center account? I would recommend logging on to www.google.com/merchants and simply follow the instructions mentioned on the website itself. It's an easy sign-up process and shouldn't take more than 5 minutes. Once you've created your Merchant Center account, We will ask you to verify and claim your website URL. This is a required process to ensure that you yourself are the owner of the website. Once you've claimed your website, you then proceed to creating a product data feed. Now, a product data feed is something we ask all our advertisers to create. This will help you upload all your products and help it serve on Google Shopping. If you look at your website, you have a lot of information about your products. You can break down this information into certain attributes like product title, the color of the product, a description regarding the product, images for the product, the price, and the availability of the product. All of this will form a part of your data feed. A few tips to keep in mind. Ensure that you have certain unique product identifiers in place while uploading your data product feed. Unique product identifiers or barcodes or GTINs for the product ensure that these products go live as soon as possible. If you don't have a GTIN, I would recommend getting in touch with your supplier. Another thing you need to ensure is the product content of the page. Ensure that your feed contains a detailed title. By detail, I mean include the brand, the gender for which the product is meant, the type of the product, the color of the product, etc. This helps show your products more frequently to advertiser searches. Another thing you need to ensure is that you mention your product category. I would recommend expanding on the product category so that your products show for a lot of Google searches. By expanding, what I mean is if you're selling jeans online, rather than expanding the product category to apparel and jeans, you can break it down further to apparel, bottom wear, menswear, and jeans. Another thing you can ensure is to have a great description for your product. Utilize the whole 5,000 characters we recommend to describe the product to the best. Also mention the condition of the product in the sense whether it's in stock or out of stock. Do mention along with the price the shipping cost of the product. If your product's on sale, mention the sale price as well, along with certain taxes that you may charge. The best thing to ensure is that the data feed is a direct replica of the details mentioned on the website itself. A few other things to remember. I would also recommend mentioning the color of the product so that if a user has to search for men's red t-shirts and red is the color of the product you serve, we will ensure that these products are shown to the relevant advertisers. Also, if you have additional image links for the product, feel free to add them to your data feed itself. Besides this, also ensure your product has a brand, has availability mentioned, and a mobile link in case your mobile site is slightly different from what your main website is. Once you've created your your data feed, what you will need to do is register and upload the data feed with us. To register and upload the data feed, simply head on to the Google Merchant Center account, click on the Feeds tab, and then select Register a new feed. You'll be asked to enter a few basic details about the country you're targeting and the cost of, and the currency of the product. You can also mention the name and go ahead and upload the data file. Once your data feed is uploaded, we would recommend linking your Merchant Center account to your AdWords account. The linking process is extremely simple. All you need to do is click on the settings icon, click on the AdWords, then you'll need to select the AdWords custom ID you wish to link to products to. Ensure that you are the owner of the Merchant Center account and are the admin at the AdWords account level as well for easy linking. Once your account is linked, you'll be able to see the linked status in the AdWords in the account linking bar. The moment you send a request to the AdWords account for it to be linked, a request will also be seen in the AdWords account itself. To have that checked, simply click on the settings bar in the AdWords account, head on to linked accounts, then select Merchant Center, and you will then see the request to link both the accounts together. Once the accounts are linked successfully, all you will then need to do is create your first shopping campaign. Now, to create a shopping campaign in AdWords, what you will need to do is head on to the Campaigns tab in your AdWords account, click on the red button plus campaign icon, and select Shopping. Follow the steps mentioned there, and it's an easy 5-minute sign-up process. A few things I would recommend you do to set up a shopping campaign well is to use the feed attributes you've mentioned in your data feed to build on the shopping campaign. A thing we recommend all our advertisers to do is to ensure that the shopping campaign is a good replica of the website itself. Split your shopping campaign into several ad groups and product groups based on the products you serve. For example, if I'm selling apparel online, I would probably split my ad groups into men's apparel, women's apparel, and kids apparel. This will help in optimizing the campaigns in future as well. To split your campaigns into different ad groups and product groups, all you will need to do is head into the Products tab, click on All Products, wherein you will find all the products from your data feed in it. Click on the pencil icon besides it, and segment the products based on either brand, custom labels that you've set at your end, or certain attributes that you've defined in the data feed itself. For example, in the presentation, you'll be able to see the moment I click on the pencil icon, I divide my product and select certain bifurcations. For example, bicycle, clothing parts, or everything else. I can further divide this into products that probably give me the highest margin of profits, or products that I want to push more. If clothing and other variants have lesser variants available, you can set lower bids for that and higher bids for those products that you probably have a higher margin on. A few shopping best practices. Define the objective for your shopping campaign. What I mean by that is understand what products you want to push further, what products you have a greater margin on, and emphasize a lot more on these products. If you create multiple shopping campaigns for the various priority products, you can also set a priority setting in the campaigns tab itself. If there are certain products that I have a higher margin on, I will probably set them to a higher margin in my in the campaign settings as well. I would also recommend selecting a right bid strategy for your shopping products. Ensure that the conversion, if you see the example mentioned at the side, you'll see that I had set the boots at a flat $60 bid, right? But the conversion rate of certain products were not the same as all others. On selecting an effective bid strategy like enhanced CPC, what the system does is ensures that products that have a higher margin for you and that have higher conversions are bid more on to ensure that users searching for these products see these products at all times. Products that do not have a high margin for me or do not lead to too many conversions, I'll probably bid lesser on those products automatically and enforce the ones that give me a higher margin. We also recommend building a robust campaign structure so that your product groups, your ad groups, and the whole campaign is a well-structured campaign itself. You would also require to optimize your shopping campaigns at a regular interval. Once your campaigns start running, after a week or two, and at regular intervals, check the benchmarking tab or the dimensions tab to see what are the benchmarking CTR and bids for those products. Products that have a higher margin or have a higher conversion rate, ensure that their bids match those of the benchmark CPC. This will ensure that these products serve at all times and do not lose out in the ad auction. I would also recommend checking the search impression share report. This report is available in the Dimensions tab. The search impression share report will give you details on of the number of times the products were actually searched on Google, what percentage of the times did your products actually show or serve. You will also get details on if your products didn't serve, what were the reasons that you lost out on, whether it was low bids or a low budget. Depending on the data that you get there, you can go ahead and optimize your shopping campaigns. For example, if you've lost out because of low bids, go ahead and check the benchmark CPC for the products that give you a high conversion and increase the bids so that they match the benchmark CPC. On the other hand, if your campaigns are losing out because of low budget, we would recommend increasing the budget for those shopping campaigns. If you have any queries on the shopping path that I've covered right now, do feel free to leave your questions in the chat box beside you, and I'll take them at the end of the session. Now, let's head on to advanced bid strategies. The first strategy I would like to cover is maximize clicks. Maximize clicks is a bid strategy wherein you give AdWords control over the bids that they set. Our systems will look at your campaign performance, your keyword performance, its search trends, and optimize your bids to the best so that your ads get the maximum number of clicks it's eligible to receive. What you at your end can do is set a max bid limit to ensure that the bids we set do not exceed the amount you would like to spend per keyword. This bid strategy is great to increase visits or clicks on your ads and to also increase the traffic on low search term keywords. I would also recommend using this bid strategy if you're starting your campaign for the very first time. This helps give you a good idea of how the keywords are performing, what are the rough bids for these keywords, and you can then go ahead and optimize these further. Another bid strategy that you can use is something we call target search page location. As the name suggests, this bid strategy ensures that your ads show at the top of the page at every single time. You have full control over selecting whether you want your ads to show on the top position or anywhere else on the first page. Set your bids and a max bid accordingly, and we will see to it that your ads show at that given spot. This bid strategy is very, very useful when you want to increase visibility of certain ads. You can use this bid strategy for the branding campaign, for example, when you want to have your ads shown right on top every single time a user searches for your keywords. Now, if you run a search, a display, or a shopping campaign and want to outbid one particular competitor, we recommend using the target outranking share bid strategy. In this bid strategy, all you need to do is enter the domain of the competitor you wish to show your ads above of. You set your max bid limit and also set the percentage of times you want to outrank this particular competitor of yours. The system will take your bids into account while serving your ads and ensure that every time a user searches for your keywords, your ads show above the competitor. This bid strategy is great when you want to get more visibility as compared to other domains advertising for the same or similar keywords. Another great bid strategy when you want to have control over your bids but also want to optimize on conversions is a bid strategy called Enhanced CPC or the ECPC. With Enhanced CPC, what you do is you set the manual bids at a keyword level. All you need to then do is head on to the Bid Strategy tab and select ECPC. Our system will then optimize your keywords to show your ads for those searches which have a higher probability of converting. If the system feels that a user has a higher chance of converting, we can increase the bids to a max 30%. However, if we also feel that a user has a very, very less likelihood of converting, we'll go ahead and decrease the bids to a minus 100% to ensure we only show your ads on keywords and on search terms that have a higher chance of you getting a conversion. This bid strategy ensures that your account gets the required number of conversions by giving you full authority over the bids. Another bid strategy you can use is something we call target CPA or target cost per acquisition. This bid strategy is great to receive conversions at a set amount. In this bid strategy, all you need to mention to the system is the number of it's the cost you want to pay per conversion. Our backend algorithms will ensure that you receive the right number of clicks so that they lead to the conversions you get at the same price mentioned. To use this bid strategy, we would recommend having certain number of conversions in the campaign itself. Although it's not mandatory, we recommend having at least 15 to 30 conversions in the last 30 days so that the system has enough of data to work upon so that you get the right number of conversions at the price you mentioned. However, before setting this bid strategy, what I would recommend we do is head on to the keywords tab and check what is the current cost at what we are receiving our conversions. For example, if currently we are receiving all our conversions at a cost of 300 rupees, you setting the target CPA to 150 rupees would lead to a loss of huge number of clicks. This could negatively impact your campaign performance. What we would recommend is gradually reducing the bids to meet your set goal. So if your cost per conversion at present is at 300 and you want to reach a final goal of 150, what you then do is set the target CPA to 280 first and gradually reduce it week on week. This will ensure that you reach a final goal without hampering the campaign performance. Another bid strategy you can use is something we call target return on ad spend. This bid strategy is great when you are tracking conversion values and you want a certain return on the amount you're spending on your campaigns. In this particular bid strategy, what you'll need to set is your ROAS, that is your return on ad spend, what the percentage of the amount is. So for example, if you're spending 10 rupees and you want a return of 100%, our system and algorithm will take care to ensure that the keyword bids are such that it leads to the maximum number of conversions at a value that meets the ROAS requirement. To use this bid strategy, ensure that along with tracking conversions, you're also tracking the conversion value. This is a great strategy when the value of each of your conversion is different. Time for some Q&As. I'll take the first question. What if both competitors are using target outranking share against each other? If both competitors are using target outranking share against each other, what the system will do is check what the bids are for the certain keywords. For example, I have two competitors, competitor A and B, right? The keyword bids for both those competitors may not be the same. If I've chosen the same bids, then the second thing we look at is the percentage amount of times you've set to outrank that particular competitor. If that as well is the same, then it's then the system will take it as both the competitors entering the same ad auction. Besides the bids and the outranking share, another thing we will look at is the quality score as well. So ensure the keywords, even though you're using the target outranking share bid strategy, ensure your keywords have an optimal quality score. I've been running a campaign on target CPA, but AdWords is not able to meet the target CPA that I've set on my monthly basis. The first thing, as I mentioned, is what you need to understand is what is the current cost per conversion. If the current cost per conversion and the target CPA is very different, or the margin is too high, the system will take some time to reach your target CPA goal. Understand, the system is trying to reach your target CPA goal, ensuring that the performance of the campaign is not hampered. If your target CPA that you've set is at 100, but your cost per conversion is at 180, try for getting down to your goal in stages. In the first week, from 180, reduce it to 160. Once the campaign meets that goal and you notice that your campaign performance is not hampered much, then further reduce your target CPA to a 160 or a 150. Try performing these in stages, ensuring that your campaign performance is not hampered. If you've reduced your target CPA to 150, and after a week or two, you realize that the target CPA is not met, this could also be an indicator for your business vertical that for the keywords that you're using and keeping the market competition in mind, the target CPA for you to get at that particular keyword may be too low as compared to what your goal is. Please tell us how to set up goals for PLA conversion tracking. With product listing ad conversion tracking, what you'll need to check is at what level do you want to set up these conversions, whether it is at the add to cart level, at the final purchase level, or when a user simply reviews your products. If it is at the add to cart level, you'll need to create a conversion tag on the add to cart page itself. How to set up remarketing in a shopping campaign? Remarketing in a shopping campaign works very similar to any other remarketing campaign. All you will need to do is ensure that the remarketing tag is mentioned across all pages of the website. Once that is done, what you'll also need to ensure is that you've created a remarketing list in your AdWords account. You can create a remarketing list for users who visited all product pages or certain product pages of your site. You can also create a remarketing list for users who've simply visited the add to cart page or who've made a purchase in the last 30 days. Once you have your set list created, all you will then need to do is head into the shopping campaign and add that remarketing list to your shopping campaign itself. I still have time for a few more questions if you have any. Thank you so much for joining the session today. Ensure you join us tomorrow for a session on remarketing and on a few beta features. Thank you. Bye-bye.